Russian students, let's say children, good at English?
Frankly, I can't generalize all students. It kind of depends on the individual. I mean, students, we are all humans, so it can be different.
Perfect. One more question. Do you have specific feeling of the language?
Do they have?
Do they have?
The students? I guess those ones that I have so far encountered are interested. They kind of know that they need it. I guess that's why they come to our school. Some of them are really, really passionate because they totally and completely understood that this can give them better chances in future in their life. So yeah, they study hard, some of them.
What about their pronunciation?
Okay, that's the area that it would be like kind of controversial. I don't think most of them are not so good. Probably because in school they have been simply involved with grammar generally, and they haven't been working on their pronunciation, as in listening and speaking. So I guess they have simply not been so exposed to these skills. So that's kind of a problematic part.
In comparison to other countries, are Russian children more or less talented in learning English?
I mean, wouldn't it be fair to simply say that there is one specific country with better students? It simply depends on the people. So in the same as any other country, Russian students, those ones who are hardworking, and okay, let's add the talented part, those ones who are hardworking and talented, they are doing better. And those ones who probably not really interested, or they don't know why they're coming to English lessons, kind of slack off and don't really study hard enough.
What is your personal approach in teaching?
If I remember the terms correctly, the one that I personally prefer is the direct approach. It's a method which kind of involves being exposed to the language, not really emphasizing on grammar. So letting people just simply talk to practice whatever they have learned, even if they are making mistakes. That wouldn't be a big deal. And you can also add, just simply choosing one specific method would not be rational. You can add different parts from different methods to make it more versatile and help the students with different abilities to improve their English.
You mentioned in that answer that there is a direct method of teaching. Is that you think is the most effective method?
No, I wouldn't say that. There is a better technique, which is called immersion technique or immersion method. In that one, apart from the fact that students are coming to the school, they're, let's say, international school, and they're simply studying not only English as second language, which probably would be at the first year the main part of their studies. They are also studying other subjects like, physics and history and literature and all those other subjects. During the whole day of their studies, they are exposed to the language. So they are kind of immersed in English language. So there is no other way for them to run away from it. They will be forced to learn, but in a positive way. It's not really forcing.
Can you give a piece of advice how to become a good student? Let's say to remember new words, to understand grammar.
Yeah, so obviously the first thing is that you gotta dedicate your time to learning, but you also need to know how to do it. For example, I always advise my students, whenever they're learning new words, they should actually have a notebook to write down all the new words that they have learned, not simply just writing them down and trying to find the meaning in their own language, but using English to English dictionaries, could be online dictionaries, to find different meanings of the same word, to understand like how it would be used in different situations. And also use examples, learn examples, write them down to learn it in context. So it's not simply sticking to like, yeah, I learned the word and I just repeated it. No. And apart from that, whatever they have learned so far, using their notebook, they should repeat it like 3 or 4 times a week. So it would become imprinted in their mind, and they wouldn't forget it. And probably in the future, they could start using it in everyday life whenever they want to speak English.
Do you agree that each student has to have a disposition to the language?
Indeed. So if you are simply not really interested and you're not trying and you really don't want to, then what would be the point? Of course.
What do you think about the importance of being fluent in foreign languages for life success?
I mean, that's a no-brainer. Everyone knows that in the world that we are living at the moment, in this era that we are in right now, let's think about the internet. Internet simply eliminates all borders. It's like we don't have borders anymore. So you can have connection with anyone from any other country. And if you don't have the tool, which is at least one of those major foreign languages, English, Spanish, French, then you would be like an illiterate person. You're like blind. You probably can't do many things that many other people who are simply putting their time and their effort to learn another language and add this ability to their life are capable of. And you are going to fall behind in the end.
Thank you, Ben.